Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Where's everybody at? I bet YouTube didn't notify this morning. I'll just wait on y'all to get in here. And I'll just talk about my day yesterday. After I got off my live stream, I had to chase a stubborn goat around everywhere because usually I don't bother when Annabelle's out. I'll just go over and open the main gate and she'll put herself back in. But the woman that reads the electric meters said that there was a coyote going on people's porches up the road at a trailer park. She was up there reading meters. She said at first she thought it was a dog, and then she was like, hey, that don't look like a dog. That looks like a coyote. Languages of horses. Hey, welcome. You like horses? That's awesome. Hey, Mike. Good morning. Anyways, I was just rambling on while y'all got in here, so I had chased Annabelle around. This really good-looking guy helped me, though. Too bad he's only like in his 20s. But anyways, yeah. So I was trying to get her back in the fence. I finally got her up on the porch because she won't let you catch her if she's out. She's smart. And I shut the gate and put a leash on her and took her home. And then at dark, as soon as it got dark, I went over and locked her in because I'm scared. If a coyote's out roaming around in the day, that's not good. Is it rabid? Is it starving to death? Like, what's going on? Has somebody been feeding this coyote? Because they will kill your pets. I watched a video one time, and it's on YouTube. I believe it's on Inside Edition, with this little fuzzy fancy dog, probably a little poodle, it looked like to me. It had one of them collars on, like if it goes so far, it shocks. Anyways, this coyote come in the yard, and the coyote acted like it wanted to play with that dog. It was being very playful. And as soon as that dog got real close and let its guard down, that coyote grabbed that little dog. But thank God, when it crossed a certain point of the yard, that collar shocked, and it shocked that coyote's mouth, and it let the little dog go. They are highly, highly intelligent. I mean, we've had them over there in my hometown at my uncle's place kill baby foals when they were born and stuff. Like, I see a fox on my property sometimes. Hey, they'll kill your freaking chickens. They are cute, though, aren't they? Hey, knitting artisan. We have coyotes here, not in my neighborhood, but in the surrounding area. I watched this documentary. You wouldn't think coyotes would be in the city, but this man in Detroit, like somehow, like he tracks the coyotes around, and they come into the city on all these like rundown places. Yeah, they're very dangerous. They'll kill your cats. I also saw a video about that. A coyote came up on the porch, and the cat almost didn't get away from it. Thank God it climbed the post to the porch. Yeah, they'll take humans too. Now, I know a guy on TikTok. He's got a tame coyote. But I guess he found it when it was a pup or something. So that's different. You know, it's not had to hunt and all that. Probably looking for scraps. She said that it was going right up on the porches. And she said she was thinking, well, I know there's not supposed to be dogs running around. And she said, I got to looking. And she said, it was a coyote. I said, are you sure? She said, yeah, we got to get this goat back in the fence. She was trying to help me with her little stick. It's got a ball on the end of it. I guess she uses if dogs try to bite her. But yeah, I finally got her back in. It's just crazy. One night I was on the porch, and my porch light's pretty bright, and I looked over at the pine tree, and there was a big coyote standing there. It looked big. It looked like a coyote and wolf. So I looked up if they can breed, and they can. There is hybrids of coyotes and wolves. They look like a coyote, but they're big like a wolf. Hey, preschool granny, let me find my live chat on my phone, guys. I ain't got it pulled up. We're going to talk about some little babies this morning that was found in a freezer. What did I say? 4 of them found in a freezer in Boston in a condominium. And then I'm going to tell y'all about another case, the case of Melissa. What's her name? I got it right down. Oh, Megan Huntsman. Megan Huntsman actually had 6 newborn babies over a 10-year period. Nobody knew she was pregnant during these 6 pregnancies. And she killed them. As soon as she'd push them out, she would smother them. I'm going to read y'all that article, share that with y'all. There are some weirdo people. We have a loud sound horn just to be safe if one happens to be in my yard. Yeah, it's best to have like one of those security lights or something that comes on if something comes into the yard. That's why I get onto Cleo wanting to run out the door. Something, there's always big old hawks flying around and stuff. Something will get that little kitty. She is something else. I had to take down my Christmas tree, y'all, because she's freaking ruined the bottom of it. She has messed up the branches on the bottom, and I was like, shh. It's cute to watch her climb the Christmas tree. But it's not cute seeing my beautiful Christmas tree. I thought it was beautiful. I've had it for 10 years, y'all. It was a pre-lit one, and the lights messed up on it, and I was like, this is too good of a tree to throw away. So I took the lights off of it, if y'all remember that one year. So sad. What is the world? I don't know what the world's coming to, guys. I just never could imagine hurting a child, my own child, any child. Like when Timothy was born, it was like the happiest time in my life. And I was, automatically bonded to him before he was even born, of course. But, I'm just so protective over him because of what I went through as a child and as an adult. I've always I'm a mama bear. It just infuriates me if somebody gets mean with my son, mean talking or anything. That's why I'm so pissed off at that damn school teacher. Hey, Shirley, and I'm not saying my son's perfect. Damn, I'm about to time somebody out. But I know he's a respectful child. I know how he is. There's no sense to pick on him. She just don't like him. Maybe she knows me and don't like me. I don't know. I've never met her. I guess I should go meet her. Okay, let me get our article pulled up, guys. I had it pulled up and accidentally X'd out. Damn, my feet's cold in here. Hold on. Well, did y'all have a good day? Annabelle's hormonal, and that's why she keeps getting out of the fence. And when the sun stops shining over there in that field, I think she tries to follow the sun. Okay, let me find this. Mystery in Boston. Remains of 4 infants found in condo freezer. This looks like a nice place, too, if this is the picture of it. Hold on. I'm getting it pulled up, guys. My internet's working slow. I told you I got that email the other day, which is it's really ridiculous to sell someone unlimited Wi-Fi and then send them an email that says, oh, give you so much of 75% of your data. Hey, Clancy, I timed you out the other day and it took your wrench. Sorry. Okay, I gave it back. Okay, let me see if I can screen share this. Did y'all see that woman is suing Velveeta mac and cheese because she says that it takes longer than 3.5 minutes to fix it? Can you believe that shit? Okay, so there's the place. And let me see if I can scroll down. Nancy Grace and her freaking ads. Okay, the remains of 4 infants, 2 boys, 2 girls, were found in a freezer in a Boston condominium last week, officials there say. Boston police said Monday. They were called to a 9-unit building in an upscale City Point area of South Boston on November 17th. Found what they believe were either fetal remains or remains of an infant. Detectives returned the following day and found more remains. Results of the medical examiner's autopsies are still pending, but preliminary results confirmed the remains were those of 4 infants. Investigators have released little information about this incident, leaving it to local reporters to scramble to learn what they can. Police have not said who made the initial 911 call or why. WCVB learned that the remains were found in 4 boxes wrapped in foil, I guess that's aluminum foil, and that one of the boxes had been opened prior. Well, I'd say somebody opened the box and found the remains and called 911. That makes sense. Okay, the large brick building where the remains were found on the corner across the street from Medal of Honor Park contains 9 condos. The Boston Herald reported that the unit where the remains were found has been owned by the same woman, now in her 60s, since the 1980s. The Herald has been unable to reach her or family members. It is not known if the woman lives in the condo. NECN reported that the condo in question is a 1-bedroom unit. Either she did it or her daughter, if she's got a daughter or something. Police ask anyone with information to call 617-343-4470. Those who wish to remain anonymous can call the Crime Stoppers tip line, 1-800-494-8477, or by texting the word tip to 27463. Okay, let me reread this. The unit where the remains were found has been owned by the same woman, now in her 60s, since the 1980s. The Herald has been unable to reach her. Well, okay, well, then she has to know who these babies belong to. They're either hers or they're someone else's. If she's got a daughter or a niece, but it says it's a 1-bedroom unit. So I'm thinking, well, she has to know what's going on. How do they even know that she's still alive? Okay, so there's the place. Look at that. That's a nice place. Ooh, I love that window right there. So cute. It looks like an old schoolhouse, like from a long time ago. Well, I hope they find out what is who put those babies there and how those babies died. I mean, is it possible that someone hid their pregnancy and had stillborn babies? Yes. It's also possible they had healthy babies and smothered them or something to death because they didn't want a baby. This is probably someone that got out and got pregnant by a deadbeat or something and was embarrassed to tell anybody. Maybe they was unwed or something. There's no excuse, though. And speaking of weirdos like this, I want to share this with y'all because I told y'all I believe it was yesterday, I'd been watching Deadly Women a lot, especially when I was really sick. Hey, Warrior Grandma, since she was 20. Yeah, hey, it's probably her baby's Warrior Grandma. I'm just speculating. Of course, I'm not no expert. I want to share this with y'all. What did I say that witch's name was? Megan Huntsman. Oh my gosh, this medicine I took this morning. My doctor called me in some medicine for ADHD because I've been having a hard time with my mind going so fast, and it's made me a little sick at my stomach. I feel calm, but it's made me sick. Okay, mom accused of killing 6 newborns gave birth in home, and I'm just going to tell you, I believe she was sentenced to life in prison, according to Deadly Women. There the weirdo is. Damn, she's ugly as sin. Okay, a Utah woman accused of concealing 7 pregnancies before strangling or suffocating her newborns gave birth each time in her home, authorities said. Investigators determined that Megan Huntsman, 39 at the time, did not go to the hospital to have the babies. Pleasant Grove Police Captain Mike Roberts said he didn't say if anybody helped her or give birth. After her estranged husband discovered one of the infant corpses in the garage, it says this past week, this is an old article, Huntsman acknowledged to police that she killed 6 of the babies, put them in plastic bags, and packed them in boxes in the garage of her home south of Salt Lake City over a decade, from 1996 to 2006. She had 6 babies, y'all, and she killed them. They think they was all born healthy, and she killed them as soon as she pushed them out. Okay, let me see. There's her husband. It says something about a stillborn baby. Hold on, let me go back. She told police one of the babies was stillborn. Huntsman was arrested Sunday, 6 counts of murder, being held on a $6 million bail, $1 million for each baby. Okay, so she got life in prison for that. I'm pretty sure. Investigators have an initial theory on Huntsman's motive, but aren't discussing it publicly. Now, there's her husband. Now, she's got grown kids too in their 20s at this time when she was arrested. Let me go back and see when this was. My internet's not wanting to work good. Is there a date here? Oh, April 17th, 2014 is when this article was put out. Now, she's got grown. She had some kids. I wonder why she didn't kill the other kids. Wonder why she didn't hide that pregnancy. That don't make no sense to me. Now, let me look at my chat. I had to put it on mini player so I wouldn't time nobody out. Hey, Callie, how do you hide that many pregnancies? I just don't know how anyone could hide a pregnancy. Now, I have watched that TLC channel, didn't know I was series. I didn't know I was pregnant. But I tell you, I didn't know I was pregnant either for 13 weeks. And I will tell you why. It's because I never had my, monthly on time. I always skipped. Sometimes I'd skip 6 months, guys. But right before I got pregnant, it had kind of regulated itself. And anyways, I didn't know either. Me and my mom was at the pool one day, and she was like, "Oh, my God, your boobs are huge. What's them blue veins on them? Oh, my God, you're pregnant." And I was like, "Are you crazy? I'm not pregnant." So we stopped by the grocery store, and I got a pregnancy test. And sure enough, I was pregnant. And then I took like 11 more pregnancy tests because I just didn't believe it. Sure enough, I was pregnant when I went to the doctor. I was 13 weeks. He done look like a little alien developed in me. But, I mean, eventually I would have known I was pregnant because I got fat quick. I mean, when I was 6 months pregnant, I looked like I was 9 months pregnant. The doctor got on to me for how much weight that I gained. I remember, I think he told me I wasn't supposed to be gaining but like a pound a week or something. Maybe it was more than that. I can't remember. But I also had that preeclampsia stuff, and I'm RH negative. It was a rough pregnancy. Hey, Hooker. Hey, Donald. I believe there is more to this story than the mother and daughter were into whatever the police are going after the daughter's boyfriend, etc. Yeah, this will happen more now. Roe versus Wade has been struck down, not dragging politics into it, but it's a proven statistical fact. It's such a sad situation. Yeah, I got my own feelings about abortion and things. I'm just going to keep them to myself, but it's anybody's own decision, I think. If they don't want to have a child, it's best to probably do something like that to have an abortion, because I used to not be on board with that until I really got into true crime and I seen these people that had the babies even though they didn't want them, and then abused them and killed them. And, so I've kind of changed my mind. But, y'all don't judge me. I'm kind of conservative. I can't help it, y'all. That's just how I am. Hey, Tiffany. How are you doing? You're so pretty, Tiffany, by the way. I've seen you around. You are really pretty. And you got cute little doggies. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I am going to go look and see how much time she, because I didn't give much information. Y'all know I'm professional here. I am so not professional. It's hard to get a stream together in the mornings when you got 100 freaking animals. You got to be carrying water. Oh, that's good, Tiffany. That's good. I heard you on Robbie's channel yesterday, and I could tell you was emotional, and you meant what you said. I could tell. Okay, let me punch this in. Megan Huntsman. If y'all want to look her up, it's Megan Huntsman. Let me see if I can go to Wikipedia. Children. She had 10 children, guys, and 6 of them she killed. Okay, she got 30 years to life in prison. I know she got life, but it says 30 years to life in prison. Or if they're drug addicts and they're going to use, yeah. Donald, I'm the same way with your thinking. Yeah, Donald, I know. Me and you's on the same page, honey, on a lot of things. Hey, Donald, I might be half Jewish. Who knows? Just kidding. I might be. Yeah, if people's, the nurses, see, in Virginia, when you have a baby, they drug test you. And I was asking her why I had a panic up, and she said we drug test all pregnant women. And so I wasn't worried. I didn't do drugs or anything, of course. But me and her was talking, and I was like, "How can you tell if a baby is born addicted?" And she said they cry a lot, they shake, and you can just really tell. Are you, Tiffany? Oh, that's good. Tiffany, are you okay? One of my friends just now told me what was going on. I'm sorry. Hope you're okay. Oh, I don't know what's going on with that. A broken justice, you have donated to the recliner fund. It's still at 0%. I'm just kidding, guys. I really don't have a recliner fund. I just like to aggravate broken justice. Donald, you have a Jewish heart. Oh, thank you, Donald. You always tell me that. And I'm like, well, I try to be a good person, but I can be a bitch sometimes, y'all. Especially if some troll comes in here and's like, why don't you take care of your kids instead of animals? God, I hate when people say that crap. Tiffany, CC was the first channel I found when I came to YouTube. Yeah, Broken Justice has been on my channel for a long time. Broken Justice, I heard somebody giving you down the road the other day, girl. And I was like, Okay, let's go back to crime, guys. We don't want to get on to drama. I'd like to, but I better not. A lot of my people like it non-drama here. They're just used to it. Let's see what's going on here. Missing priest, pastoral associate, feared dead in Louisiana, double murder. Okay. Update. Mama missing Tennessee woman. I'm trying to find us something to read. Found in car trunk after police chase in Michigan. Okay. Well, we'll take a look at that. But first, I did want to say, of course, y'all probably know this, that the bones found at a landfill are those of Quentin Simons. The FBI did confirm on Monday. It says partial remains. Bless his little heart. See, I didn't follow this case too closely because all them damn tragedy pimps, they went down there and was protesting outside the house and all that crap. Tiffany, I'm sorry you're hurt. Yeah, me too. I think I know what y'all's talking about, but I'm just not going to comment because it's none of my business. But prayers, hun. I'm back to Quentin Simon. Did his momster, I'm going to say momster because she's not a mom, admit to killing him? I mean, did she admit it to her mom? If I'd have been her mom, I'd have been grilling her ass. Leilani, whatever her name is. Where the hell is he? I left him in your care. But really, now I'm not blaming the grandmother, but really, if she had custody, the custody was took from the mother, then she shouldn't have been left alone with the baby, right? So I'm not blaming her, but I'm just saying you can't do that. If you get custody of one of your grandkids and the judge takes custody because he's not comfortable with the parent taking care of the child, then you shouldn't leave the child in that parent's care. It's, I don't know. I mean, prayers for her. I know she's going through hell, but I'm going to tell you something right now. It is not good to get on YouTube and go to all these different channels when you are the grandparent or parent of a missing child. Unless it is a reputable channel, you know what I mean? Somebody that is a good person. I would suggest that if you wanted to get the word out on YouTube, if you was a parent or grandparent like that, would be to start your own channel and not rely on these tragedy pimps. Now, people can call us tragedy pimps they want, but we're really not. We have coffee and we discuss true crime. And I digress a lot. We talk about animals and other things too. So I don't consider us tragedy pimps. Tragedy pimps are the ones that are down there outside protesting like a bunch of idiots. Her mom should be charged as well. Shame on her for taking custody from her daughter, then leaving the baby with her. Anyway, stupidest thing I ever heard. It would be different if like with my situation that I had back in the day when, I witnessed my boyfriend's suicide and then I got on pills and my mom's like, no, you cannot be doing this around your son. So Timothy just started staying with her. Of course, then I got my life straightened up. Now he lives with me again, but um, Lord, that's been 10 years ago. But that's what happened with that. It wasn't like something was took from me by a judge or something like that. She's friends with that darn who? Who's she friends with? Was you gonna say see you next Tuesday, preschool granny? Who is she friends with? Molly Golightly or somebody? Tragedy pimps are those grifters making money off innocent victims. CC is not one of those. No, I don't really care if I make any money or not. If I make something, it's nice. I make a little bit off my memberships. It's nice, but I actually would feel bad if I was discussing a true crime case and people was just throwing money left and right at me. If I'm just on here bull crapping around, somebody wants to throw it at me, more power to them. But her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that one, preschool granny. I don't know about her. I think a lot of people do this for clout and views. Of course, you get somebody like Dawn Wells or Quentin's grandma on your channel, on panel, you're going to get a lot of views and money. I tell you, I didn't like that big banner. I saw something about, I guess, Quentin's memo got share a big banner or something. That was kind of weird to me, but to each their own. She's never done anything to me. She's always been very nice to me, actually. But I don't agree with that. Yeah. Well, I don't go over there and watch. I did during the Dawn Wells days, but I don't go over there and watch Preschool Granny. I would rather watch a creator that has a good heart and is nice to people and don't use and abuse their subs. Actually, I don't watch a lot of true crime streams anymore. I watch a lot of drama streams. It entertains me because I don't really have drama in my life besides with my animals. I think Cher is shameless where she goes about these cases. Well, I do have a problem with us unprofessional people. Of course, I don't do this, but unprofessional people reaching out to the victims' families and dragging them onto YouTube. I have a huge problem with that. I mean, look what a crap show Summer Wells' case turned into, and Quentin's, and Cash Gernon's. I mean, Cash Gernon's grandmother, who had nothing to do, I mean, she wasn't even around when this happened, she was treated like crap by Molly Golightly. Talked to her awful. I mean, I reckon MGL was like, I've done more for Cash than you have. Can you imagine somebody saying that to you? And that's your grandson laying dead, been murdered? I'm going to tell you something else about that case. The woman that was taking care of Cash, she would have been blamed for his murder if she hadn't had a nanny cam. I think. They turn these horrible tragedies into sideshow acts. Yeah, so they can make money and be popular. They must not have been popular in school. That's what I think about a lot of these. They weren't popular in school and maybe didn't have a clique or something. But now they're older and they get on YouTube and they're popular because they run their mouth and act stupid. Myself, I was pretty popular in high school. I didn't really like it too much either. Yes, MGL said, yeah, she told that grandmother, she's like, I've done more for Cash than you have. Honey, I'll tell you what, if somebody told me something like that and they was up in my face, Lord help them. Lord help them. They'd leave on a stretcher. If anything ever happens to me, guys, don't let nobody do no live streams about me unless it be somebody like Mandolin or somebody I like. Lord, they do that too. I agree, CC, popularity, but yeah, they won't be popular because they weren't in school. Maybe they was bullied or something. Have y'all been following that? Well, I know Tiffany has that Mrs. Portland stuff. Bless her heart. I invited her over here to chat, but she probably won't like my chat because we're drama free, unless we're talking about Tragedy Pimp. But she's more than welcome to come over here. I feel so bad for her. I believe she just wants to have friends, and she don't really know how to go about it, I mean, she does, but she's just easily influenced, bless her heart. She is. I feel really bad for her. I do. I know she says some really, really mean things. Some people, you just kind of got to overlook them, if they got mental disabilities and stuff. Oh, Warrior Grandma, I took down my Christmas tree this morning because my kittens have ruined it. I mean, Cleo ruined the branches on the bottom. She bent them. I mean, back in the day, I paid almost $300 for that tree from Lowe's. It was pre-lit and everything. But the lights only worked on it like a couple of years. And then I took the lights off. It's still a pretty tree, but I had to put it up because they was just ruining it. I should have just gave it to them, but I hated just to see them bend those branches like that and stuff. But I'm so disappointed because every year I decorate the Christmas tree with y'all. It always turns out really pretty and stuff. I just do an old-fashioned Christmas tree. I just put every damn thing on there. I don't got no theme. And so I'm pretty disappointed. I really can't afford to go buy like a little tree right now because I've got bills and Christmas coming up. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to get me one after Christmas, like a little small tabletop one. I think I'm going to get me like a pink one and do like a Hello Kitty theme on it next year. Yeah, they are so darn cute. I can't be mad at Cleo for doing that. I mean, after all, she is named Cleopatra, Queen of the Feral Kitties. She is so cute, y'all. I've never seen a cuter cat in my life. I mean, she's freaking beautiful. She is. Zoe is too. I told you that tree was your cat's toy. It's not mine. I know, Donald, but I thought when I first put it up, I was like, they're not too interested in it. And then as a couple hours went by, Cleo became interested in it. Let me tell you what I tried to do. I tried to Lysol my tree. When the cats wasn't in the room, I sprayed Lysol all over my tree thinking they wouldn't like that smell and they would stay out of it. No. It didn't happen. And I can just imagine putting like any kind of ornaments dangling from a tree around them. Oh my gosh. When I took it down this morning, I took the top off first, of course, and Cleo, she was on the second part of it. Oh, so we're not going to have a tree this year. It's disappointing because I may end up getting a small one. I mean, they're not too expensive, $10 or $15. A small one, but I'd like to have a nice small one. That's why I was going to wait till after Christmas to went on sale. But I actually thought about this, guys. I actually thought about putting it on the porch. But it's been so windy around here. I don't know if that would work. I am a cat person my whole life. Really, Donald T? I've never been a cat person. I've got 2 beagles. I've always been a dog person. I've always been kind to cats, but I've never really wanted a cat. I really didn't like how they get up on your counters and stoves and stuff. Now that's my life. That's what happens here now. But I do disinfect. But until Cleo. And when I saw that little kitten and she was so sick, I just fell in love with her that day. And she thinks I'm her mom. When my girl had a kitty, we only decorated top half. Plus we tied the tree to the curtain. Can you see my thumbnail? See, that's a tree on the porch. Oh, yeah, I can't see that. If I'm missing anybody's comments, I'm looking at Top Chat. Oh, that's nice. See, going up to my granny's, there's this woman's got a nice house. In one year, well, actually every year, she's got a snowman tree she puts on her porch. I don't know if y'all have seen those at Walmart, but they are white, and the top of the tree is a snowman's head and hat. And if I'm not mistaken, it may have little arms sticking out. It's a decorated dress form. Oh, that is so cool. I can't see it real good. Cats will take over your life. Sleep in your bed. My kitties do not sleep in the bed with me. Sometimes, Cleo, she was sick when I found her. And she would lay on my chest for hours, or I'd have to take her in there to Mark. She would lay on his chest for hours while I'd be cleaning. Now she won't do it at all. She does what she wants to do. But Zoe will sneak into the bed with me on top of my chest at night, like about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and make biscuits, as they call it. like she's patting out biscuits on me. I love my cats. They're a lot less trouble than dogs, guys. They don't shed like my dogs do. I don't gotta let them in and out. Don't gotta take them on walks. I mean, you just gotta keep the litter box clean. I scoop out my litter box a couple times a day. They're pretty easy to take care of, but they just eat a lot. It's probably because they're kittens and still growing and stuff. I've read. I've been watching Jackson Galaxy, trying to get some good tips on cats and stuff. I think I need to play with my cats more, but they play with each other. I mean, 5 o'clock this morning, they was running through the house wild. Hey, Melanie, that's all right if you're late. It's all right. I'm going to go back to Crime Online and look for something to read. I got sidetracked. At least dogs obey. Cats do not care for rules. I know. Cleo. Oh, my God. She does what the hell she wants to do. I'm telling you, she sits on top of my huge hermit crab tank and just looks out upon her kingdom and rules. I swear. She thinks she runs this house. But she is sweet. As soon as I pick her up, she always goes to my left shoulder, automatically starts purring. I wanted to see what was going on with this missing priest. So we don't have priests like that around here that wear those robes and things like that, the fancy Catholic robes and all this. Oh, Tiffany, she is a freaking mess. Cleo is not a normal cat. Where she's raised around these dogs, I had to syringe feed her and stuff. If somebody comes into the house, she runs and greets them at the door just like a dog would do. She's beautiful. She is a long-haired, gray tabby cat. And Zoe is a what do you call that? Tortoiseshell cat. That's what someone told me on TikTok, and they was like, that cat's worth big money in China. And I was thinking, yeah, they probably want to eat it. I mean, they do eat freaking dogs over there. I guess not everybody does. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this priest. Let me get his picture pulled up. I got it on my phone. So he's missing. He is from St. Peter Catholic Church. He is retired. Louisiana priest, it says. Okay. They fear he is dead in a double murder. I wonder who had a grudge against him. Y'all remember when all them Catholic priests got in trouble for being pedophiles? No, not all Catholic priests are like that, but I'm just saying. There's a lot of just regular preachers and stuff that's like that too. But there was like a big old scandal about that, if you remember. Okay, let me get this shared. Lord, I got a big chat this morning. 18 people's a big chat for me. I used to have really big chats when I did a little bit of drama back when I first started. That woman pretended to have cancer. But then I just started doing my own thing and getting out of the drama because I've got manic depression and PTSD and I just can't take that crap. And plus, it'll bring out a really mean side of me. And I don't want that to happen. It slips out sometimes. Damn trolls. Let's see, there he is. Okay. It says double murder, so I'm assuming that woman was murdered too. Okay. Retired Louisiana priest and pastoral associate at his Covington church are missing, and parishioners at St. Peter Catholic Church fear the worst. That 2 burned bodies found behind a downtown business Monday morning are Reverend Otis Young and Ruth Pratt. I'd say more than likely that's them. Okay. Covington police have made an arrest connected with the bodies. Antonio Tyson, 49, has been charged with murder, kidnapping, obstruction of justice, resisting arrest, possession of stolen items in connection with the murder. So what'd he do? Rob and kill him? Oh, that's so sad. I firmly believe if you commit murder in a church or kill a preacher or nun or something like that, you're going to hit hell wide open. You're going to hell in a handbasket. Okay, the victims were found burned beyond recognition. I can't say that. Recognition at 7 a.m. Crap, a freaking ad. Monday morning when employees of the business arrived for work. Identification of the bodies has not yet been determined, but parishioners gathered Monday night at St. Peter for a holy hour. The Reverend Daniel Brulette, current pastor of the church, said he was unsettled and staying prayerful as they await confirmation of the victims' identities. Young served at the church from 2012 until July, when he retired following a stroke and heart attack. Pratt's worked in the church office, but also retired to care for him. Oh, I guess they're good friends. Our hearts have been shattered by this unfathomable crime, said Parish President Mike Cooper in a social media post. We stand behind the Covington Police Department and St. Tammany or something Parish Sheriff's Office as they investigate this heinous action. Please join me in praying for the families and friends of the victims and the entire Covington community. Lord have mercy. That's awful. I mean, it's awful to kill anybody and burn their bodies, but when you kill a priest, oh gosh, or a child. Police have scheduled a news conference for Tuesday morning, but announced on their Facebook page it had been postponed. Well, they're probably still investigating and getting their information right. So it's probably why they postponed it. They wasn't prepared. Well, crap. That thread right there in that ad reminds me. I've been watching this woman on TikTok who's got this knitting machine that makes freaking knit hats. But here's the thing. She can make a hat in about 5 minutes, but she charges $70-some for a toboggan, a beanie, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, is she freaking serious? I can't stand people like that. That's totally like ripping off her viewers. Now, her hats are cute. Hey, Hibiscus. Sorry, I hadn't had time to message you this morning, and I got up late, and then I had to go open up the chickens, take water, come back and get Annabelle some water. And I took down the Christmas tree. Or you just left your doctor's appointment? Mark went to the doctor's appointment this morning and got awful hateful with him, I thought. He said, if my appointment's at 9, I want to be seen at 9:05. You can't act like that in public. It's not going to happen. You're in my prayers. Don't worry. You have a good heart. God knows you're good in every possible way. Oh, thank you, Donald. Thank you. You know, I've always had a big heart. Not to brag on myself, but I've always had a big heart since I was a little bit kid. My son's the exact same way. I heard Tiffany talking about her son on Save Robbie's channel the other day, or yesterday, and it reminded me of Timothy, because my son's 15, and he is really good-hearted, too, just like Tiffany said her son is. And my son is very well-mannered. He's a lot like me. Just got a checkup? Okay, good. Good. Well, hopefully I don't get sick again. Timothy was still sick. My mom checked him out of school yesterday. I mean, I was like, son, why didn't you tell me before we went to the bus stop? I think he just wanted to get off school, y'all. He has a kind soul. So does my son, Tiffany. So does my son. If he sees anybody being bullied, he will take up for them. But Timothy said that bullying is really frowned upon at his high school. See, it wasn't back in my day. I mean, I frowned upon it. I got in trouble quite a few times for taking up for people. Thank you, Warrior Grandma. He is sweet. He is sweet. He hugged me the other day. He's like, Mom, you didn't have to put up a tree, but I love you for being so thoughtful. He is awesome. He's going to make somebody a good husband one day. He really is. It is at your boys' school? Oh, is it frowned upon there too? Yeah. See, back in the day, It wasn't at my school. There was only a select few of us that stood up to the bullies. I was one of the main ones. Hey, I about kicked a girl's ass in damn science class one day over trying to name our little group. We had to make groups and come up with the name. She wanted to name it after a student. His name was Eugene Sturgill, and he had a speech impediment, and people made fun of him and stuff, but he was really nice, sweet guy, and he always helped me. But anyway, she wanted to name the science group Cecil, which was his middle name, and I went batshit crazy. Miss Edwards sent me to the office, and then, I got like in-school suspension. I called her a whore and everything. I shouldn't have acted that way, guys. I shouldn't have, but it just infuriated me that bitch was going to try to name that group after him. Okay, so that was on a Friday. It was Easter break. The water's still cold around here during Easter break. Anyways, him and his dad went fishing. He knocked his tackle box off that little small boat, tried to get it out of the water. He fell into the water, went down, hit his head, and didn't come back up. He drowned. And then there she was, boo-hooing when school come back into session. I got on to her again. There was no sense in crying and boo-hooing when she made fun of him all the time. So there was another time I got 3 days in school suspension. The high school I went to was in a very small town, but it was dangerous kids that were very violent. So, yeah, mine's from a small town. I remember, when you got in 7th grade, you had to go up to the high school to the 8th grade building. But when you went to eat lunch and stuff, you had to walk under this little carport thing and go into the main building. And I had to walk past these, oh my gosh, what they called? Gothic people. I remember one was like, I'm going to kill you. They just used to say stuff to people to freak them out. But one of the guys that hung around with the Gothic people, he's a damn sheriff's officer now. You were a feisty girl, Cece. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to get in all kinds of trouble. I knocked the boy's books out of his hands one time. I was arguing with his girlfriend, and he said something to me. I can't even remember. What was his name? His name was Waylon something. I knocked his books out of his hand and punched him right in the face. In school suspension. He got it too. Hey, can't be running your mouth to an old feisty country girl. I was tired of bullies, y'all. The people that I got into it with was bullies. It wasn't like I just went around starting fights with people. Oh, no, there's a good reason. But, of course, the principal and stuff like that, he was Jehovah's Witness anyways, and didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear my side of it. Like why I called that girl all them names and stuff. It's because she was making fun of a guy who was a good guy with a good heart. I think he had a little crush on me. He was in my science group. He always helped me because I'm dumber than a doormat sometimes. I used to take paddlings for kids. I felt sorry for it. It's crazy, I know. They quit paddling, I think, when I was in 1st grade. But I do remember a little boy named Travis getting paddled in kindergarten. He was mean as crap, though. Broken, I was an advanced student, so I guess just stopped going after a while. Still graduated when I was 17, my senior year. They would clap when I showed up to class. I hated school, too. I used to walk out, especially because I drove to school. I had my own car and stuff. I used to walk out early and everything, but I took this class. It was called DE class. I can't remember what it stood for, but if you had a job, you could get out at 12 o'clock. And I worked at my dad's bar cooking, which wasn't a great idea, but still it was a job. Plus I worked at McDonald's too. First I worked at McDonald's, then I started cooking for my dad because it was really busy in the bar during that time because they were building a federal prison here, Red Onion Federal Prison, which the DC snipers at. I remember when they brought him in on a damn helicopter. We was riding 4-wheelers back behind my granny's, and you can see the prison yard and everything. And I was like, what in the crap's going on with these helicopters? And my brother's like, I heard they was bringing in a prisoner. Turned out it was a DC sniper. I worked all through high school, all sorts of jobs. Yeah, as soon as I could work, I went and got a job. I bought my own car Yeah, I paid $500 for my first car, y'all. It wasn't bad. It was like a 1980 some Cavalier. Hey, it only had one owner. It lasted for a long time and it didn't look bad. It was my boyfriend's mom's car, so that's why I got it so cheap. And then I had this weirdo boyfriend. He bought me a S10 stick shift truck. I used to drive to school, and like when the sun hit it, it would go from like purple to blue. It was really pretty. Me too. I was 1979 Honda Civic hatchback, $500. Oh, I would have been so jealous of that. Hey, I got a Ford Probe one time, and I really thought I was fancy. Melanie, I love your stories. Shh, I was a mean but the thing about it is, I was always trying to defend somebody, and I always got in trouble. Then it always looked bad on me because I would just completely lose my temper and say some horrible things. I just couldn't stand those girls I went to school with. If I see them out in public, I turn my freaking nose up. I do. I want them to know I'm a stuck-up bitch. I didn't have nothing to say to them in high school, and I still don't got nothing to say to them. They're still the same way. It was in perfect condition, Tiffany. I remember that Ford Probe I got. It was like a 1998 model or something. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. I was in my 20s then, though. You don't mess with us country girls because we will beat you down. Yeah, you probably don't want to mess with country girl. Especially one like me that can pick up a 50-pound bag of feed and throw it on my shoulder. Well, I used to be able to till I hurt my shoulder. It's probably what's wrong with it. I really can. I can pick up a 50-pound, 55-pound bag of feed. I sure can. I mean, it's not like I'm a huge person. I'm kind of a curvy girl. I'm not skinny, but I'm not fat. You know, I'm kind of like in between, like chubby. A big old butt. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. I've got to get some things done, get myself put together. Even though I'm a country girl, I like my makeup done every day, Tiffany. Your makeup always looks so pretty. Yours looks natural. Mine don't. You can tell it's freaking painted on me. See, I have a low day before. What kinds of animals do you have? I'll tell you real quick before I get off here. I just got one goat. And the reason they usually like to be in herds, but she was my mom's goat. And anyway, she just needed a home. So she came to live here, and I've got a mean rooster who just started eating out of my bird feeder one day. And I ended up getting him some sister wives, some hens. So I've got a rooster and 4 hens. I used to have 6, but 2's died over the years. And then I've got 2 beagles. Skylar's got blue eyes. Ladybug's got 1 brown eye, 1 blue. They're beagle mixes. And I got 2 cats. And I got 4 hermit crabs. And what else do I got? That's it. Besides the feral cats and the squirrels. Yeah. I used to have like 6 chickens because you have to buy 6 at a time if you buy baby chicks because they don't do good unless there's about 6 of them. If you just buy one at a time, they won't live good like that. But one got out of the fence one day and my neighbor's dog killed it. And then Penny, my red hen, she must have had a heart attack in her sleep last year. So I've just got a leghorn, which is just a white hen. And I got 2 barred rocks, which are like black and white kind of stripes, remind you of like a zebra or something. And I got an Easter egg layer. I got one that lays blue eggs. That's why she's called an Easter egg layer. She's black. Her name's Bunny. Remember? Yes, I used to have a duck and goose that came to visit from down the road. They lived at a pond down the road. They were quite the pair. That goose really loved that male duck. But the male duck disappeared. I don't know if it was killed or they got rid of it. I'm thinking maybe they could have gotten rid of it because then the goose disappeared and then they sold that house. But the people that bought the house now, they got this huge pond and they got no ducks or anything. And it just drives me insane, y'all. I'm like, what in the hell's wrong with you all? Y'all got this huge pond. It's got a little boat dock. I mean, it's not huge, but it's a good size to have a pond at the bottom of your yard or on your land. They should have ducks or something, but they do go down there and fish. And I would say the reason that they didn't want the goose when they bought the house is because they have small kids. And that goose that used to come up here, I was afraid of it. I'll be honest. I was really afraid of it. I probably wouldn't have been if I'd raised it or something, but they are quite intimidating. Their feet are huge, and they got toenails sticking out of their little web feet. My son just bought one little hen, and she is silky, and of course my little granddaughter took over her. Yeah, I mean, you can buy one, but you got to pamper it if you don't buy like a whole clutch of little chicks. Yeah, they're mean. They're mean, and it was really protective over that little duck. But they would travel up the road every day, and I would throw them chicken scratch out or bird feed, whatever I had over here. Then they would go home. Their owners must not have fed them. I don't know how they found their way here, but they must have heard those chickens and was like, oh, there must be food there. You cannot take domestic birds like that and just be like, hey, I'm not going to buy you any food. Eat off the land, because they're not wild. They're captive bred. Oh, I want some of those little silkies. I do. I want a Polish rooster, some Polish hens. They got like the wild hair, and they're very docile. I first discovered that breed watching the dodo bird. And there was a woman hiking the Appalachian Trail, and she came across a rooster, a Polish rooster, just out in the middle of freaking nowhere. So she took the rooster with her and finished on her hike. And after she got done with all that, she took it to a sanctuary in Tennessee. Yeah, but it finished the hike with her, and they camped overnight and all kinds of things. Someone's probably dumped it out there, is what I was thinking, because a rooster will stay around the house. Yeah, they are friendly. My rooster's not. He'll freaking murder you. His name's Sonny. And I named him after a character from the Godfather movie, the brother that gets killed. Yeah, that's what I named him after. But he is mean as hell. I mean, I took this rooster in. I gave him sister wipes, and he tries to murder me. I mean, he will tear your butt up. My neighbor went into the lot one day to get some eggs, which they shouldn't have been doing that. And Sonny spurred him right in the ankle, and you should have seen what it done to him. It turned black. And he was kind of mad about it, and I was like, hey, it serves you right. You don't got no business going in there and getting my chicken's eggs anyways. I don't do it like that. I put my rooster and chickens into a different location and shut the door while I go into the lot and get the eggs, because, you know, that's just what they're used to, because you can't go in there with that rooster. He will kill you. He is a murdering rooster. He's like little freaking Norman Bates. Every time he sees a blonde-headed woman, he goes freaking crazy. I can pick up 50-pound bag of feed, throw it over my shoulder, and I only weigh 88 pounds. Oh, yeah. And it's harder than what it looks. I mean, to pick it straight up, it's harder. I can't do it right now because my shoulder's messed up, where that dog Mark found beside the road yanked me when I was trying to walk it. Thank God that ended well, and she found her owners. Thank God. That dog about drove me crazy. Her name was Loretta. Big old hound dog. You know, and she didn't like my beagles. It was just a mess. And Ladybug's a bitch, aren't you, lady? She don't like other animals around me. It's a miracle she accepted Cleo and Zoe. But I think it's just because they was babies and not another dog. Tiffany is beautiful. Yeah, Tiffany is beautiful. I've known who she was for a little while. Not too long, but just a little while. And she is beautiful. She is. She really is. A lot of people on here won't tell another woman they're beautiful. A lot of women is jealous. I'm not like that. I think us women should lift one another up. If I see somebody that's pretty, I'm going to say it. That makes people feel good. You know, they're not expecting it. You say, oh, your picture's beautiful. It makes people feel good. And that's what we should all be doing. Trying to encourage each other and, lift each other up. That's what I think. I know it sounds dorky, but it's truth, guys. It's truth. I love coming on here and just talking to everybody and just being nice and, you know, people enjoy it. It's great. It makes me feel wonderful. My son's farms 200 animals and that's not including the dogs and cats. Hey, it's stressful. Everybody's like, oh, I would love to do that, have that many animals. It's so stressful. That's hibiscus. I get stressed out. I'll be telling her, I'm stressed out. I've had to do this. I've had to do that. It's a lot. You got to buy the feed. You got to get up and get the animals out. You've got to put them up at night. If you don't, the raccoons is going to kill your chickens, and they will kill chickens. I mean, it's true. Oh, you're welcome, Tiffany. Where's Grandma? That's what I like about Cece's place. Welcome and kind, yeah. Yeah, we may not have a big chat. That's all right. We all get along and we all respect each other, even if we got a different opinion about something. I have to send the kiddo off to school. Have a nice day, ladies. You too, Tiffany. Come back anytime, hun. I'm going to get off here too, guys. I've got to get some things done and get myself put together. My mom's going to stop by here in a little bit. Lord help me. She is a freaking mess. I've never seen one woman worry so much about every damn thing. I mean, it's just, as Timothy says, not normal. She is too protective, you know? It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. She's very, very protective over her kids and especially her grandkids. Oh, Lord. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all in the morning. Be safe, be kind, and peace.